For the next few videos, we're going to be talking about the very basics of what AWS offers, including some basic terminology that we're going to be working a lot with in this course. And we'll start with what cloud computing actually is. So it's on-demand delivery of compute power, database storage, applications, and other IT resources through a cloud services platform via the internet with pay-as-you-go pricing. So put shortly, it's compute power and compute services that you no longer have to host locally. Why would you want to use cloud computing? Well, there are several reasons, and the first is lower initial expense. And of course, what this means is instead of having to invest heavily in data centers, infrastructure, and servers before you know how you're going to use them, with cloud computing, you can pay only when you consume computing resources and only pay for exactly how much you consume. Next is economy of scale, which put simply just means the more people that start to use cloud computing, the cheaper it becomes for each individual to use those services. Next is no more guessing capacity. I know we've all been there. So with cloud computing, you're able to eliminate guessing on your infrastructure capacity needs. When you make a capacity decision prior to deploying an application, you often either end up sitting on expensive idle resources or dealing with limited capacity. With cloud computing, these problems go away. You can access as much or as little as you need, and scale up and down is required with only a few minutes' notice. There's also a lot more agility because rather than having to purchase, install, provision, and configure servers locally, pretty much everything in cloud computing is a click of a button away. And finally, there's lower maintenance costs because you don't have to manage any of that infrastructure yourself. And also, it's much easier to get global deployments to a global customer base lightning fast. And that about wraps it up for this video. If all of that makes sense, feel free to move forward to find out a little bit more about AWS compute and storage fundamentals.